Angel Food Cake Recipes. Check out these 4 recipes. Number 1. Angel Food Cake. Prep time 20 minutes. Cook time 35 minutes. Total time 1 hour and 55 minutes. Ingredients: 1 cup of cake flour, 100 grams, 1.5 cups of superfine sugar, 225 grams divided, 1 1/4 cups of egg whites, about 10 eggs or 250 milliliters, 1 1/4 teaspoons of cream of tartar, half a teaspoon of salt, 1.5 teaspoon of vanilla extract or about 8 milliliters. Instructions: place the rack in the bottom third of your oven and set to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. You'll be using an Angel Food Cake pan for this recipe, but there is no need to prep the pan, so no buttering and flouring, etc. Separate the egg whites into a bowl or liquid measuring cup. The best practice is to separate the egg whites one by one into a small bowl, transferring the whites to your larger bowl or measuring cup as you go. This way, there's no heartache if a yolk breaks. You have 2 choices for the dry ingredients. If you have a food processor or handy, go ahead and add half the superfine sugar and all of the cake flour to the bowl of your processor and whiz. Then sift the mixture into a bowl and set aside. If you don't have a processor or you just don't feel like using it, then sift the flour and sugar into a bowl 5 or 6 times. Pour the egg whites, cream of tartar, salt, and vanilla into the clean bowl of your stand mixer fitted with a paddle attachment. Run on low, then increase the speed to medium-high. Once the egg whites become frothy, you can sprinkle the remaining sugar in a tablespoon at a time. It's very important to add the sugar in slowly with the mixer running. If you dump it in too fast, you'll never get a thick, luscious meringue. After you reach the stiff peak stage, it's time to fold in the dry ingredients. Add about 1/4 cup of the dry mixture at a time and fold in with a spatula. Cut down the middle of the bowl and bring the spatula back up, scraping the side as you go. Turn the bowl slightly and repeat until the flour and sugar is incorporated. Repeat until there is not dry mixture left. Transfer the batter to your cake pan and run a knife or skewer through a few times to help break up any air bubbles hiding in the batter. Bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, 35 to 40 minutes, or until the cake is golden brown and a skewer inserted in the center comes out clean. Invert onto the counter and allow to cool upside down for about an hour. Most Angel Food Cake pans have feet at the top so the cake can cool upside down, but if yours doesn't, just invert it into a wire rack. Once the cake is completely cooled, run a thin knife along the inner and outer edge, then pull the centerpiece out. Run the knife along the bottom of the pan and invert into a cake stand. Serve alone or with whipped cream and berries. Number 2. Layered Angel Food Cake. Prep time 30 minutes. Cook time 22 minutes. Additional time 30 minutes. Total time 1 hour and 22 minutes. Ingredients: Angel Food Cake layers. 1 cup of cake flour, about 120 grams. 1 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, 150 grams. 1 teaspoon of salt, 6 grams. 10 large egg whites, freshly separated and at room temperature, 300 grams. 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice, 20 grams. 1 tablespoon of warm water, 12 grams. 1.5 teaspoon of cream of tartar, 5 grams. 1 teaspoon of lemon zest, 2 grams. Half a cup of granulated sugar, 100 grams. Stabilized whipped cream frosting. 1 cup or 8-ounce block, full fat cream cheese, cold, about 225 grams. 1 cup of powdered sugar, 125 grams. 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 4 grams. 2.5 cups of heavy cream or heavy whipping cream, cold, 575 grams. Filling and decoration. 1 pint of fresh blueberries, 1 pint of fresh raspberries, 1 pint of fresh blackberries, 1 pound of fresh strawberries, half sliced and half left whole to decorate the top of the cake. Instructions: Angel food cake layers. Preheat the oven to 325 degrees and line 3 7-inch or 8-inch cake pans with parchment paper. Do not grease the pans. If you accidentally did, wash out the grease and dry them before adding in the parchment paper. Sift 1 cup of cake flour, 1 1/4 cups of powdered sugar, and 1 teaspoon of salt into a medium bowl. Set aside. Add 10 egg whites, 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of warm water, 1 1/2 teaspoons of cream of tartar, and 1 teaspoon of lemon zest onto the bowl and a stand mixer fit with whisk attachment. Mix the egg white mixture on a low speed for 1 minute to combine the mixture. Gradually add in 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. Increase the speed to medium-high and mix until soft peaks have formed and the mixture has quadrupled in volume. Use a rubber spatula to gently fold the dry ingredients into the whipped egg whites in 3 additions. Mix just until you can't see any streaks of flour. It's okay if there are small lumps. Divide the batter evenly between the prepared pans and smooth out the batter with the back of your rubber spatula. Bake for 22 to 25 minutes or until a toothpick comes out clean and the tops are lightly browned. Let the cake layers cool fully in the pan, then run an offset spatula around the edges to carefully loosen them. Remove them from the pans, then set them aside while you make the whipped cream frosting. Number 3. Pumpkin Angel Food Cake. Prep time 15 minutes. Cook time 45 minutes. Total time 1 hour. Ingredients: 1 package of one-step angel food cake plus ingredient to prepare, 1 cup of canned pumpkin, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1/4 teaspoon of cloves, 1/8 teaspoon of ginger. Instructions: Preheat oven to 350 degrees. In a large mixing bowl, combine everything except the angel food cake mix and ingredients to prepare the cake. Mix until combined. In a different bowl, combine the angel food cake mix and ingredients required to make the cake. Carefully fold in 1/4 of the batter into the pumpkin mixture. Then gently fold in the rest of the batter. Carefully pour or spoon into an ungreased angel food cake pan. Place the pan in oven on the lowest rack possible. Bake for 38 to 45 minutes or until the cake is golden brown and springs back. Immediately invert the pan onto a wire rack or place on top of glass pop bottle. Cool for 1 hour. Run the knife around the sides of the cake and remove to a serving plate. Serve with Cool Whip and cinnamon. Number 4. Angel food cake with strawberries and whipped cream. Prep time 15 minutes. Cook time 45 minutes. Cooling time 2 hours. Total time 3 hours. Ingredients: Angel food cake recipe: 12 ounces of egg whites, fresh or pasteurized, 1 teaspoon cream of tartar, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 6 ounces of sugar, first quantity, 6 ounces of sugar, second quantity, 4 ounces of cake flour, 1 ounce of cornstarch. Strawberry topping: 2 cups of fresh strawberries trimmed and quartered, 2 ounces of sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of lemon zest, 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. Whipped cream: 8 ounces of heavy whipping cream, 1 ounce of powdered sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of powdered gelatin, I use the Knox brand, 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1/2 teaspoon of heavy whipping cream, 1 tablespoon of cold water. Instructions: Angel food cake recipe. Important: ensure that there are 0 traces of egg yolk in the egg whites and make sure your bowl, whisk, and all the tools are completely grease-free and clean, or the egg whites may not whip up properly. Preheat your oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. It's important that the oven is fully preheated before you put the cake in the oven, which can take 30 minutes. Sift together the first quantity of sugar, flour, and cornstarch and set aside. Place your egg whites into the bowl of your stand mixer with the whisk attachment attached. Whip on medium for 30 seconds or until they start to get foamy. Reduce the speed to low and add in your cream of tartar, salt, and vanilla. Continue mixing on low and begin sprinkling in the second quantity of sugar. Increase the speed to medium-high and whip the mixture soft but firm peaks. They should look glossy and moist, and the peaks should gently fold over when you scoop them. Begin sifting the flour mixture into the egg mixture about 1/3 cup at a time. Gently fold the flour into the egg white mixture with a spatula. Refer to the video to see how to fold properly. The idea is to avoid knocking any air out of the meringue while folding to keep the batter very fluffy. Repeat this folding process until all of the flour mixture has been folded into the egg white mixture. Pour half of your Angel Food Cake batter into an ungreased tube pan. Angel Food Cake pan. Smooth the top with a spoon so the batter is level. Add the rest of the batter and smooth with a spoon. Adding the batter into 2 parts avoids getting air pockets. Bake your Angel Food Cake in the oven on the center rack for 40 to 45 minutes or until the top is lightly golden brown and the cake springs back when you touch it. Take the cake out of the oven and turn it upside down. Some tube pans have little feet that hold the pan upside down, or the center tube might just be a little taller than the sides, so there is a gap. If your pan doesn't have these options, you can cool the pan upside down on a wine bottle to keep it elevated. Let your Angel Food Cake cool completely upside down to prevent the cake from sinking in the pan. Once the pan is completely cool, you can slide a butter knife between the cake and the pan to detach the cake. If your pan has a removable bottom, you can push it out now or just give the cake a couple of gentle shakes to get the cake to come out. I like to dust the top of my Angel Food Cake with some powdered sugar and add some stabilized whipped cream and fresh strawberries, but it's totally optional. This cake will last for days in the fridge without drying out.